Raiders, welcome back to another live arena battle video. This video will feature 19 fights and 15 wins. So let's show the champions that I use for damage during this one. Here's Staltus at about 230 speed, really good defense, and pretty decent crit damage at +4. Here's my Wukong, who I use in almost every fight, about 310 speed, a little over 200 crit damage, almost 7600 attack now. And then I've got my Stone Skin Damager Ramontu, who's in Stone Skin and Instinct. He's at 222 speed, 250 crit damage, and almost 6,000 attack, but I think he's about 5,700 attack. So then I've got my Stone Skin Instinct Goffred, who is at 214 speed, who's at 5,400 defense and 213 crit damage. Last but not least, White King Narcisse, who's at 221 speed, who's at just under 250 crit damage, and about 94,000 hit points. So let's get started. This will be 19 fights over 2 days. So first off, I get somebody who's really close to 4,000, and he's from 4Dev. They're pretty decent, pretty strong. So I go Wukong first, he goes Harima and Yumiko. I'm going to go Warlord, Stone Skin Warlord, who's decently fast, but not super fast. And I'm debating on Sifi. So I go ahead and go with Sifi. See who they go with next. And still waiting. Sometimes people do take a while, and I think, no, these three aren't that surprising of a group. So they go Nekret and they go Duchess, so I'm going to go the King and Queen. And that means it'll be up to Wukong to handle this fight, as I think they go Rotos here. And they ban the King. Yeah, they go Rotos, and they're going to ban the King. Actually, no, they don't ban the King. They ban the Warlord, surprisingly enough, and I ban the Yumiko. So they left the King in there, and I also have the Queen. So I go first with Wukong, strip the Stone Skin, that was pretty helpful. I'll sleep the Harima. And waiting on Nekret. He will buff the Duchess. Duchess puts up shield. I'll go ahead and do some damage there. Didn't do enough though. Trigger Goffred's passive, and that stuns the Harima. Put a Provoke from Goffred, and then take out the Nekret. So Rotos hits through the Narcisse but gets stunned. I'll stun him again as Duchess used her revive. Go after Duchess, get her low, strip, and almost kill the Duchess, but not quite. And he'll leave the battle. So he didn't have the revive up, he knew I was going to be able to finish him off. So good start, and on to the next one. I will get Raccoons, who is at 34-33, so this one might be a little easier, but who knows. You always find sleepers who didn't really try that hard, and now they're climbing up. It's like when I faced Scratch and Authentic a couple weeks ago. So he goes with Sifi first, I will go Warlord and Wukong. And then he will go Rotos and Erix. I haven't really faced Erix since he was really countering my Wukong hard several weeks ago, a couple months ago, 3 months ago maybe. So I'll go the King and Queen. They put in Rotos, might as well go the King. See who they go with. They go with Tormund and Cardiel, so they're probably not going to ban the King. I'm going to go with Duchess, and I think I'm going to ban the Cardiel. I do. See who they ban. And they will ban the Narcisse, so I'm surprised they do ban the Kingly. They don't have a lot there, but maybe they have Bolster. It puts me at such an advantage using the King right now because they don't have Bolster, so that's kind of a surprising ban. But I'll put him on cooldown, and I'll buff up, and I'll strip. And able to kill the Tormund, If I can get that Sifi out of here, I'm really rolling. Sifi's gone, and now it's just Rotos left, and he'll lead the battle. I'm actually kind of surprised because Rotos had more than 50% HP. I'm surprised he didn't just try to see if he could win it. So then I pull Sneaky 99. I'll go Wukong first. He'll go Sifi and Harima, which is a pretty good combo. I'm going to go Warlord, and then debating, and I go with Narses. When I see this combo, the Sifi Harima, sometimes that also means Tar Smirijka. So there's Yumiko, and there is Nekret. So definitely the King and Queen. I already had the King in there. And then I'm going to go with Goffred. I'm betting he's probably going to ban the Narses, and he does. And there's my first Sigfriend of the day. I think I face 3, at least 2, but I think I faced 3 Sigfriends over this 3-day period. So they have Bolster, and clearly that's why they banned the Narses. So they'll sleep my Wukong, and they'll continually sleep my Wukong. I'll buff up a little bit. They sleep my Wukong. That will get pretty annoying. And Wukong's faster than my Ancora, so I never get to cleanse him. Try and get the stun, and nothing going on Sifi, as she had enough accuracy to resist my Goffred. Sleep on the Warlord, and trigger Goffred's passive on Wukong. Sleep the Wukong again, and this is a textbook example of how you Sifi people. And then Sigfriend just destroys us to finish us off. So, good win for them. And here's somebody from Oblivion, Deet CM. So, hey Oblivion. I will pick first. I think I recognize the name, and I think I have lost to him before. And he's mid-gold too. I will go Wukong. And he will go Duchess and Arbiter. I generally don't have a lot of problems with the Duchess Arbiter combo, because whoever they pick for support next, I can just ban if I don't like it. So I'm going to go Warlord and Sifi. See who he picks next. And still waiting. He's going to let it go all the way down. It probably kind of got him a little messed up on his normal team. So he goes with the Mezamel and the Helicath. I will go with another buff stripper, Ramontu, and I'll go with UDK to kind of counter the Mezamel. And he's going to go Sigfriend. So I am debating who to ban here, and I'm not really sure who to ban. Do I ban the Mezamel? I ban the Sigfriend. And he bans the Warlord. So we'll see how this one goes. I face a lot of mythicals on this day. And this was, or these 2 days, but it was my most successful pair of days, string of wins that I've had in a very long time. Maybe ever. So not able to get the block revive on the Wukong, and I strip kill a bunch of them. The counterattack kill from Helicath on the Wukong, but we're kind of rolling. And I've got the A3 on Ramontu coming up. He's going to use it right now. Duchess, I believe, has her revive coming. Just kind of waste some A1s for now. Cycle back around if I can. Duchess uses the revive. Strip. Not much to strip. Go ahead and try to damage the Duchess. And Mezamel's going to get a chance to metamorph and use something. Kills the Wukong, but not... and then does follow up and kill him. Sifi will bring back the Ramontu. I'll try and decrease attack and fear. Hopefully I get a shot with that Ramontu, and I do. Got the AoE up, take them all out, and then Wukong's back and finish with Staff of Wonder on Duchess. So that was a really good tune for me. The speeds just worked out well. So I'll go back in. Yeah, this was a very successful couple of days for me. It seemed like I couldn't lose. Then I get Riaz 66. Obviously, you've seen me lose already. I'm going to go Wukong, and they're going to go the Sifi Harima combo again. Faced that a couple fights ago. So I'm going to go with Warlord and Goffred. And I could have gone the king there. I've been known to do that, but I went Goffred. So then there's Rhodos as I flip my phone over, and Duchess, so I'm going to go the queen and king, which means I probably have to face Rhodos with cooldowns and Wukong. And this Rhodos actually has sheep, which is kind of surprising. They're going to go with Astrolith, who has no empowerment, no awakening, and I'm just going to ban her. Because what I saw happening there is Astrolith is going to bomb. They're going to ban my Reviver. Astrolith is going to bomb somebody and just eliminate them. So that's 2 out right off the bat. So I ban the Astrolith and don't have to worry about that. So they'll get started. Siphi buffs up. Siphi has protection. I'll put him on cooldown, and it looks like I got them all. But I did not get Duchess. So I do the strip with Wukong, and then I get polymorphed on Goffred for stunning. So try to use Staff of Wonder, and not much damage on the Duchess there. Duchess did have increased defense, so not a lot I could do there. I guess I could have waited. So Narcisse is now gone. He's out of the equation. And Warlord is now gone. He's out of the equation. Try and strip, and I get sheeped, and that one is done. So I am clearly able to be killed during this stretch. But it felt like at times that I was not. So then I face Madness. Madness is mid-gold too, just like almost everyone I face. I will go Wukong, and he will go Siphi and Marichka. So that means I'm going Narcisse. I want to go Narcisse and Korra, but first I'm going to go Warlord. I don't want to give up the Warlord. More people have Warlord than Yumiko, so I want to pick the Warlord to keep them from picking Warlord. So I'm going to go Ankora, and I'm going to go Goffred, of course. They went with Staltis and Harima, so we're probably not going to see Taurus in this one. They're going to go Hegemon, and again, that's really confusing. They banned the Ankora. Hegemon is going to be pretty ineffective. Yeah, he might lock out my Narcisse, but other than that, he's going to be fairly ineffective in this. So I'll put him on cooldown. They did stun my Wukong. Narcisse will go now. I'm just going to use an A1, and I take out the Hegemon. Might as well. Why not? Buff up with Goffred, and Harima's A1 does a little damage to Narcisse. Heal up. Try and stun the Harima. Nothing going. Try and stun them all. Don't get the Harima. Or don't get the Marichka. Take out the Harima. Go for the Marichka, as she cleanses the stun off of Staltis. Still trying to get her. I'm going to just A1 and see if that kills her. So I've got Warlord back. He'll take their turn meter, and then I'll kill him with Narcisse and finish them with Wukong. And that one went well. So get back into it. And I believe this is the fight you may have come here for. This is the cover fight. I get Hibari, who is not particularly intimidating. He goes Wukong first, and I go Warlord. I'm not thinking anything's up right now. He goes Siphi, or I go Siphi, and then we see what he goes with here. And this is unpleasant. Rhodos and Armanz. So thinking, okay, I'm going to have to ban the Armanz. I can fight through Wukong. But that's not all. So to go against this, I go with Goffred. Goffred's good against Wukong and Rhodos. Actually, I decide not to go with Goffred yet. I think I'm going to pick him last. But I go the King and Queen, because the King is good against Rhodos. They go Duchess. So I'm kind of imagining that the King might be banned. I'm going to go Ramontu. And they go Morrigan. I'm going to ban the Morrigan because I think she might be fast. I'm hoping that Armanz isn't that fast. They ban my Ankora. And we'll see how this goes. They will go first with Armanz. He's going to sheep and strip. Siphi gets killed because she got stripped. They're back up. Maybe Warlord can go. Nope, they got the stun. Well, Ramantu's going to get one shot, but he's got one skill on cooldown, so he kills Armanz, and then I leave the battle. I tried to leave the battle, but I got killed. That was quick, and that's a preview of what's to come. I don't want to be messing around with that. I don't want to have to try to win the fight of who gets Armanz. I don't want to change my strategy to trying to go first every time and maybe lock out Armanz, which they'll ban my lockout if I do that. I think Armanz is going to be really frustrating in Arena. So then I get ×3 Entar, who's above me at 38-48. I'm going with my typical team as I've got Taurus, Harima, Duchess, Tormund, and Cardiel to face. I'm going to go Goffred. I'm going to ban the Tormund, and they're going to ban the Warlord. So facing that Armanz actually put me on a huge win streak. So I'll have to thank the player who put Armanz at me. I decided to sheep to start off, as I don't really want to see that Taurus do a bunch of damage with all those buffs up. There still will be buffs up. Can't use the A2 yet from Narcisse. Can't stun anybody, so I'm just going to buff. Wukong's going to go again and stole a bunch of buffs. Not all of them, but a bunch of them. They're going to ally attack into my Ancora, and for mostly 5-star gear, Ancora is really strong. I use the A2 from Narcisse now and don't take out the Duchess, but then I follow it up with a kill from Wukong. And now I just got to finish off the Harima and Cardiel. I finish off the Harima, take out the Cardiel, and I'm done. So I'll get back into it, and I get Xerxen, who is again at 38, almost 3,900, so above me. Really trying to sprint to the end of Gold 2 right now because I don't want to get involved in that Armanz mess that's going to happen. It's inevitable. I am reluctantly doing the fusion because you can't not have Armanz if you do live arena. So I go Wukong and they go Siphi and Marichka. I'm going to go with the King as well as Warlord. Kind of like that pick order because if they pick Ancora, that's fine. Ancora is countered by the King. So see who they go next. There's a Taurus, and there is a Yumiko. I'm going to go with Goffred, and I'm going to go with Ancora. So I imagine I'm going to see, well, let's see who they go with. They go Hefrak. I'm going to ban the Yumiko, and they're going to ban the Ancora, not the King. So they're betting on not being able to revive. And Hefrak withstands, because of his passive, he withstands Warlord pretty well. However, he is not in Stoneskin. That is quite odd for a Hefrak. He's going to go and does not kill anybody. Reaction worked on mine. So then I just kind of strike back and I kill him pretty quickly after this. I can't even give the play-by-play. That was fast. So that's nice, getting a Siphi, Taurus, Marichka down. Siphi did have low resistance, so I was able to get her stunned so that when I killed Marichka, Siphi couldn't revive her. If Siphi had even, 350 resistance, maybe even 300, then she would have resisted and been able to revive the Marichka. So then I'll get Life Quan Mo, who's just into Gold 2. I'm going to go with Wukong first, and they go UDK and Yumiko. So I'm going to go, I should be going Warlord and then Siphi. But I decide to go the King and Queen, because they do counter UDK pretty well. If UDK puts up his heal, then he inadvertently puts up the shield, and I can get the double hit. I didn't go Warlord because they picked Yumiko, and I have only ever faced one team that did both Warlord and Yumiko. So then they go Taurus, and they go Mighty Uko. I'll now go Warlord, and then I'm just debating over Siphi and Duchess. So I end up going Stultus because I forgot. Well, no, I do go 3 damagers in this one. I decide to go the extra damager. I'll ban the Yumiko. They ban the Ancora. They'll go with Leorius, who is survivable with that unkillable. But they ban the Ancora, and I've got Wukong. I'll put him on cooldown. although it missed the animation because I had to edit out a pop-up screen. So I get decreased attack on almost everybody. Just A1 on the UDK and then do the double hit, and tried to strip the unkillable, which didn't really matter because he was already on cooldown, so he could only take out one, if any. So I get the win there. Jump back in again, and I get Corn Munch Time. Getting close to the end of day 1, as I did a lot fewer fights on day 2. He'll go Narcisse first, which is an odd first pick, but he is mid gold 2, so he's probably been facing a lot and just wants to use him. I'm going to go Warlord and Wukong. I have an excellent setup to face Narcisse, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll pick Siphi after he goes Duchess and Harima, and then I'll go Stultus, and I'll see who he finishes off with. He goes with Ancora and UDK, so I'm going to go with Goffred. That's got to be a surprise. I'm going to ban the Ancora because I don't want their decreased cooldowns. And they're going to ban my Siphi so I don't have a Reviver. I do like that when I use one Reviver and they just plan to ban that one and I get to use Warlord. Warlord puts them all on cooldown, Wukong gets sheeped. Do the buff hit with Stultus, didn't do a lot of damage, but did some. Do the stun, and I got everybody except UDK. I'm going to heal up. Actually, I'm just going to A1, because UDK is not going to do too much here. Did a little more than I expected. Do the big hit, and Narcisse is gone, but Duchess is looming, although she doesn't have a lot of resistance. So I'll take out the UDK. Wukong is now back. I will A1 there, put him on cooldown again, do the big hit again, the buff hit, finish off the Harima, and now all I got to do is just finish off the Duchess. He's not going to leave the battle, he's going to let me finish this one. Stun the Duchess, double hit her, and then finish her off with Warlord. So that was a pretty good win. And then I get Meals on Wheels, who is also just past 3,700, so very similar to my points ranking. I'm going to go Wukong, and then he's going to go UDK and Georgid. I'm going to go Warlord. Georgid is an odd pick with UDK, to accompany UDK, but I guess he's doing the same thing people do with Rotos. He doesn't want UDK to absorb his hit. So I'm going to go Siphi. They're going to go Rotos and Shuzen. So I'm going to go Goffred. And then I'm going to go Tormin. They're going to finish off. I think they go with Elva here. They do go Elva, and I think about banning Elva, but instead I ban one of the two damagers, because one can trigger Goffred's passive, and then the other can hit through it. So I don't want that. They're going to ban the Tormin. I've beaten that trio before, but it can beat me. So I'll go first with Wukong, or actually, they go first. Who am I kidding? And she's just going to put down the slow on Wukong. Put him on cooldown, and miss the Elva, miss the UDK. So, checking for sheep, go ahead and do the strip, do the big hit with Goffred, and Elva's pretty low, Rotos is pretty low, but then Elva does what Elva does best, which is hide herself. Rotos is visible, but all I can do is hit UDK with A1s. Elva does not want to bring back the Shuzen. Shuzen was actually pretty wasted in this battle. She was just kind of a waste of a slot, even though I'm sure that team composition is pretty successful. Get some fears up on me and some decreased attack. Buff up with some defense with Goffred. And Siphi's getting uncomfortably low. I go for the increased cooldowns on Warlord, and the fear takes hold. Staff of Wonder on the UDK, and then I can put him on cooldown, but again, it's only Rotos I'm getting, as UDK and Elva have a lot of resistance. So this is his anti-cooldowns team. I'll finish off the Rotos. I believe he will use the revive now. And Rotos is back. Strip the Rotos. Rotos gets triggered. and triggers Goffred's passive. Buff up a little bit. Then I actually have to hit the Elva and wake her up. And Staff of Wonder did not weak hit. So that was helpful. And I get the win. I am really coasting as I've hit 36 points in one day. Then I get Verzerung 2099, who is just below 3900. So I go Wukong first, and he goes Duchess +2 and Arbiter. I'll go Warlord and Narcisse to counter the Duchess. So then he's going to go Trunda, who is 5-star Awakened, and 6-star Awakened Allele. I'll finish off with Goffred and Ancora. See who he goes with. So he's going to go with Lysandra and double up the speed. So he's got double attack, he's got double speed, so he's really trying to strike me fast. I'm going to take out the Trunda. I just don't think that Allele's going to hit very hard. He's going to take out the Ancora so I don't have a Reviver. Allele can steal buffs with his A1, and he can hit through Stone Skin. So let's see what he does. Come on, Allele. Okay, put up block buffs. He used his AoE, and I'll put him on cooldown, but Duchess did resist. So the cost of me putting him in Stone Skin did hurt his ability to put Duchess on cooldown. So Wukong's down, but he will be back. Narcisse hasn't done anything, and he's almost done, as Duchess will finish him off. But Wukong is back, and for quite a while, as I use Staff of Wonder and do not kill the Duchess, they are able to just kind of kill the Wukong over and over. Go for the stun, get a couple of them. Wukong's down. But remember, Goffred can do damage. And I sheep. Don't know who I did it with. If it was probably Warlord that did that. Maybe it was Goffred. I don't know. Wukong's back, but he's going to get killed a couple more times, trying to work down the Duchess. Really need Wukong to get a turn, as Arbiter kills him this time. If they take out the Goffred, I'm pretty much done. And they probably think they're just coasting at this point. But this is why I sacrifice some damage for Wukong to be fast, as Duchess kills him again. Put him on cooldown again. And Duchess resisted again. So they're working on Goffred, and Wukong is back. Buff up actually, I don't buff up. I try to provoke the Duchess. I'm not really sure why I did that. Wukong finally gets a turn, kills the Duchess. I'll heal up. Arbiter can't kill him. Stun, and finish off the Arbiter. So the exhaustion failed on... Actually, I think she weak hit on Goffred. If Lysandra had not weak hit on Goffred, then that might have gone very differently. But got the weak hit, I got the stun, I got the win. So then I get Chucky Wan. So I'll pick first, and I will go Wukong. Chucky Wan is 39-35, so really close to gold 3. He's going to go Crixia and Sigfrund. So Sigfrund can be put on cooldowns. I'll go Warlord and Siphi. I have to ban the Crixia. There's really no doubt about that. So, see what he brings to counter what I've got so far. And he's going to go another mythical, that's 3 now, Lady Mikage, and a +1 Nithway. And I can't ban the Nithway. So I'm going to go the King and Queen, because they're very hard to kill. Again, I'm going to have to ban the Crixia. They're going to put in a +4 fully awakened Rotos. Man, this team is just stacked out. Almost everybody's fully awakened. They'll ban the King because, and I knew they were going to do that, ban the King so they can block revive on the Wukong and get the win. So I figure I don't really have a shot, but well, let's see how this goes. Go to put them on cooldown, and I get them all. And don't strip a Stone Skin. I really needed a strip Stone Skin right there. So Mikagi's going to go. She's going to do a strip. I'm going to cleanse, buff, heal a little bit. So hopefully that Nithway is a weak hitter. He goes for Sifi once, and then he makes a mistake. With Rotos, he takes out Wukong, and I think he just misclicked. He mistapped. Because if he had waited, then a Nithway would have been able to get the kill. Unless he thought I was going to sheep a Nithway. If he thought I was going to sheep a Nithway, then it kind of makes sense. But I think he made a mistake. So I'm going to sleep that Sigfrund, and then I'm going to Staff of Wonder, kill 2. Heal up a little bit here. And now I got to start Sifiing. Going for the stun and can't get it. And a Nithway is able to block revive. I put him back on cooldown. Wukong's not coming back. It's stay down monkey time. So now I just got to work on Sifiing them. And I already caused Sigfrund to put up his passive. So now I need to kill him first so he doesn't shift and revive everyone. And I do get a little close on the Nithway here. Because I don't want to wake anybody up either. But I also have a bunch of weak hitting support champions. Can't put the cooldowns. And finish off with Sifi, and then finish off the Nithway. That was a very unlikely win. Take a look at Chucky Wan's player power. And he has 55.7 player power. That is the highest player power opponent I've ever beaten. So up from 37.52 to 37.98, I finished day 1 with plus 46 points, so that's very good. Start day 2 and I get free to play Baby Boy level 92. Not too concerned about this one because he says free to play, but maybe he's not. He's at 34.74. I go Wukong first, he counters with Mikage and UDK. I'll then go Warlord and Narcisse. See who he picks next. He'll go Sigfrund, which can be put on lockout, and he goes Arbiter. I'm going to go Goffred and Ancora. See if he bans the Ancora and tries to fight through the Warlord. So see who he picks last. He goes Baron, which I can withstand. He's going to ban the Ancora, I think. I'm going to ban the Mikage. I don't want to get stripped. And we'll see what happens here. So, Arbiter's going to buff. And I cut, and I put them all on cooldown. Strip. And now go for the kills, as UDK was the last standing with Stoneskin. Stoneskin, UDK, and Sigfrund are not a good duo. Then I get Sir Aran, who is $39.99, the absolute top of Gold 2. He's going to take the Sifi, and I'm going to go Warlord and Narcisse. I have so many champions I need to get to 3-star Awakening right now because of that defense moved from 2-star to 3-star. And it's expensive. I just got Tormund last. So, Wukong Harima, Pythion Taurus. I've got the duo. They're going to ban my Narcisse, I imagine. I banned their Wukong, but I have my +4 Stultus. Now that I have other options beyond +4 Stultus, he's really good when it's time to pick him. If I force him, he's not as good, but when it's time to pick him, he is really good. Put him on cooldowns, and I got everybody. One-shot the Harima with my buff AoE. I'm going to buff up everyone now with Goffred. And Sifi will sleep the Warlord. Again, Warlord is faster than Ancora, so she doesn't get to cleanse him. The double hit then takes out Sifi, and now I just got to get rid of that Pythion. Stun the Taurus. Pythion will cleanse him. And Stultus finishes off Pythion, so now it's just a matter of this Taurus, and we're done. You get a Taurus by himself, and he's still strong, but not enough to take out a team. Just gonna fight this one till it's done. And so is he. Finish him off, and we're good. So a big win there. I bet when they're that close, they're not very happy when they get beat by somebody. They really want to either make it in or make it back in. If they've got dropped down, they're really frustrated when they lose after being dropped down. So I get Kaha, who's at 3686. They go Wukong first. I will go Warlord. And probably Siphi, but do I go Narses? No, I need to go Siphi. I should go Siphi here. I go Siphi. They will go UDK and Rhodos. I'll go the King and Queen. And they will go Pythion and Kymar. And I will finish off with the +4 Stultus. They'll ban the Warlord. And I will ban the Wukong. So one of my champions, one of my damagers cannot be slept. Cleanse. And Rhodos is close to dead already. Tries to one-shot the Ancora and couldn't do it. I'll take out the Rhodos, but I believe Pythion's going to bring him back. And I should have my A2. I use the A3 from Stultus, though. Rhodos is still working on that Ancora. Use the A2, take him out, just ultimate Death Knight standing, and he'll leave the battle. On to the next one. I'm just wondering when the streak is going to end. I didn't actually count how many I won in a row over those 2 days, but it was a lot as I won 15 out of 19. So I get Fate of my Enemy, and this one is going to make up for the one where I believe they made a mistake with the Rhodos and the Anithwe, and I'm going to give this one to this guy by accident. I'm going to make a stupid mistake and lose this fight. So he's at 3765. I was just kicking myself. I'm still kicking myself over this fight. I'm extremely selfish. I really would rather have gone 16-3 than 15-4. So they've got Ramontu, Wukong, Leorius, Arbiter, and Nekret. I'm going to ban the Wukong, and they're going to ban the Ancora. They're not built for a long fight. I'm built for a little bit longer fight, but we'll see how it goes. So Nekret is going to protect the Arbiter, and Errol does get stripped. That's kind of unfortunate. Let's see if he does not. Also, Warlord got stripped. Go for the double hitter. Arbiter did not die. I'm going to bring back Errol, and here's the problem. Put him on cooldown. I went for the kill on Leorius when I needed to do it on the Arbiter, because Leorius could only do an A1. I could have done my double hitter, taken them all out, and then Leorius could kill one and I'd be done. But I didn't do that, and I failed because of it, because Siphi got sheeped, and I lose. But I had that win. That was mine, and I just gave it away. And that's not to take anything away from Fate of my Enemy, who has a great team here, but I had him beat, and I just made a dumb mistake, because Errol can't still steal the unkillable that isn't triggered yet. And that's what I was trying to do. So, take the loss there. That puts me at 14-4. I think I won something like 7 or 8 in a row. So then I will pull Trossley, who's at 3620. They will go Crixia and the King after I go Wukong, so I go Warlord and Siphi. They'll go Mikage and Duchess. Picking the King does allow you to pick Duchess and Nekret. He can't go Nekret, but he does have Duchess. I'm going to go Errol and Goffred. And I'll see who they go with last. I am not happy at all with that pick. Lazarius is such a pain. I have to ban the Crixia, and we'll see what happens. So, Mikage does her thing. Is she going to strip or stun? She is going to strip, and she does not strip the Siphi, but does the Goffred. Siphi's going to buff up. Actually, she's not. She's going to sleep Lazarius, and then I'm going to stun. And then it's time to unleash the boom. So, pretty good couple of days. In any case, hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.